All right, everyone, here's another tutorial. I'm going to talk about making this water shader. I'm just going to open up the render view um, and re-render it. Just so you know, if you want to ever just render part of something, so you don't have to render the whole thing, so you're not worried about the island right now, I can click on this area render here and then draw a map of or a square, and you can change things and see what it looks like. So, for instance, on this surface, it's a standard surface shader. Say, for instance, I want to change the color balance here, just so you can see something dramatic. You can see that I added this kind of blue ocean shader to it. So just so you can see it's a different way of rendering. Just going to close that without saving it. Click on it again and close this. So what I did is I made a plane, added a AI standard surface, and I'm going to play it. You might not be able to see it very well, so maybe I'll pump up what I did a little bit. So I added the color here is this ocean texture, but that's not really what matters. What matters here is if I go down to geometry, I added a noise texture to it. So let's click in here and see what's going on. It's a Perlin noise. So here I'm just going to change it into something like that, and you might be able to see it better. Let's see if you can see it better. No, you can't really, but you'll see if you render this area that it's very different in the way it looks. So that's the billow wave. It's like that, very unnatural. Wispy's kind of interesting. Let's see what space-time looks like. It's kind of interesting. But let's just go with Perlin noise, which actually looks kind of similar. But you know what? Why don't we pump up, just to make it look more intense, let's pump up the max, maybe. It gives us smaller waves. You could also bring that down if you just wanted to see what that looks like. That's kind of a giant wave. Maybe I'll do 4.5 in between. You can also increase the, let's try increasing the amplitude. That doesn't make such a big difference. What about the ratio? So you can play around with these and see what you get. That one's really odd. You can also play with these. I think probably the most effective ones are here. And the way that I have it, that I make it animated, let's click out of here. Let's see if you can see it, it is animated. Oh, you can kind of see that there. Maybe if you want to see it here, you can, again, do a section and then kind of click through it. You won't see giant differences in between frames, but if you move forward on the timeline a good bit, you'll see how the Perlin noise changes over time. Okay, so the way I make this move like that is I change the time here. So let's take a look inside here. I applied an expression, so let's go to edit expression, and you can see what I did is I did, this is already set up for you, but you can just say frame divided by 50. Okay, so you can do equals frame divided by 50. Okay, so I'm just going to break that expression, and then I'm just going to say equals frame divided by the slash, okay, 50, and then hit return. And then this, if you want, you can edit that expression by right mouse clicking in the window, edit expression, and you can see what's going on there. You can change that number if you wish. But what that does is it creates this loop of time. So if you kind of click through here, you can see that that number is changing. And if you want it to go faster or slower, you can play around. I believe it might not change the speed. Let's see. It might just change where it loops. In fact, I think that's probably what it is. Yeah, that just changed the kind of the frame at which it loops. And yeah, so hopefully that's it's helpful to you. So I'll just redo it. So let's just apply a new material. Again, I'm going to do an AI standard shader. This time I'll just leave it with the gray for now. I'm going to turn down specularity a little bit so it's not quite as shiny. And now I'm going to go in here to the bump map, and I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to apply a noise texture. Okay. And then let's go into this noise texture right here. This is the bump map, but we'll leave that there. You can see where it's really kind of crazy because that's the default setting is billowy, and its ratio is kind of low. I guess that's what happens here, okay? So let's change that to Perlin noise, and already it's looking a little bit more like water. You could maybe, let's see what happens if we bring that down to 1 frequency ratio. I don't know, 4. That's okay for now, but let's play around with the time. So again, let's just erase this and type in equals frame divided by, let's do 100, because that'll be the where it loops, and then you can see it moving now. Okay, so again, you can change some of these things if you don't like how it looks. That has much bigger waves. And then if you want, you can go in here and change your color to whatever it is that you wish it to be. I did an ocean shader because it's kind of a simple way of creating a ramp. So let's just go to that. And you can see here, you can change, it creates this sort of speckled ramp. And if you want to change the color, you just need to go into this where you attached the ocean shader or the ocean color and change that here. So maybe I'll make that one that. You can change some of those there. Okay, so then if you play it again, you can see that sort of gentle movement. Hopefully that's helpful. Thanks, bye-bye.